Daddy's extra nice today, so you're all getting another video this week. Today we're talking about another one of my favorite games on the fucking planet. It's called Rain World. Rain World is the best Metroidvania game ever made. Beforehand, let me go off with a little story time. When I was 16, I played Symphony of the Night on a Castlevania collection for the 360, and ever since then I've enjoyed the genre. I've played pretty much all the notable indie Metroidvanias and all the notable Metroidvanias. So you got Super Metroid, Castlevania, Symphony of the Night, Hollow Knight, Dead Cells, and Blasphemous, but there's one game that stands head and shoulders above the rest, and that's Rain World. Rain World is a game where you try to survive in a post-apocalyptic, technologically overrun environment, and you play as a little slimy, anthropomorphic ferret creature called a slug cat. Basically, think of them as if cats covered themselves in Vaseline and entered the Stone Age. It has some of the funnest movement mechanics and gameplay in a 2D game I've ever fucking played, and it is a treat to explore because the map is so big. But that's not all that makes the map a treat to explore. You see, unlike other Metroidvania games, Rain World sets itself apart because where you're able to go on the map is not based on how many movement upgrades you have. For example, in games like Hollow Knight and Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, you are unable to reach certain areas of the map unless you have, say for example, the double jump upgrade. Rain World is different. There's not a single upgrade in Rain World, and everywhere you're able to go is based on your skill at the game. Once you master the hunting and movement mechanics, there's not a single fucking spot in the game that you can't reach. The only problem with this is that takes at least hundreds of hours of pure agony and being killed by fucking so many horrifying creatures that survive in the Rain World that you'll be terrified of going anywhere. Part of Rain World's enjoyment literally comes from it going from a terrifying survival horror where you're trying to avoid everything you can to you realizing that you are the apex predator gamer and that you have spears and that everything should fear you, not the other way around. Not only that, but Rain World has a beautiful story talking about the meaning of life and death and what it means to achieve nirvana. Rain World takes place in a world overrun by giant mountain-sized supercomputers that fucking suck up and use enough water to create giant steam clouds that end up pelting the world in deadly rain every 30 fucking minutes. I love this game so much, and I will constantly shill how it's the fucking best Metroidvania game, and undoubtedly probably one of the best 2D platformers I've ever fucking played. Not only that, but with the DLC Downpour, it becomes an even larger experience with multiple campaigns, with different characters with different gimmicky abilities, and different maps that make the game a little more interesting. Although I kind of have mixed feelings about the Downpour expansion, because all the Downpour expansion did was fill the community with Discord furries and make the game less stable than it's ever been to mod. Rain World used to have a giant roster of fucking about 50 modded levels that you could download on RainDB to make the world much bigger, but ever since they did the Rain World Downpour mod DLC, it's although modding itself has become arguably easier because it switched from a third-party website to the Steam Workshop, mods are less stable than ever. So I can't really recommend modding this one, because ever since that's come out, I honestly haven't been able to get my Rain World game to run for more than an hour without fucking crashing. Not only that, but ever since then, instead of actually good mods that add content to the game, you just have to sift through hundreds and thousands of fucking poorly made furry OC mods made by 14-year-olds who don't know how to code. But if you can get past that, I'd say Rain World is a highly moddable, highly enjoyable Metroidvania experience that encapsulates the feeling of what it's like to be a rat climbing a 5G tower, or a rat trapped in a sewer. So if you've ever wanted to be a rat climbing a 5G tower, this is the fucking game for you. If you enjoy nature documentaries, this is also the game for you. Pretty much anybody can enjoy Rain World. It's one of the only games I can think of that's nearly close to being a perfect game, aside from me bitching about all the furry mods on the workshop and the fact that it's kind of more unstable than it's ever been as far as actually being able to run the game ever since the Downpour DLC came out. It's still a fucking great game that I have so much fun playing. My girlfriend used to have to fucking come home and literally tear me off this game because I was busy building a giant collection of shiny rocks for my robot waifu with big thighs to read out loud to me like some fucking some fucking teacher reading an illiterate kid a Curious George book. It's one of those games that really forces you into its world. It really puts you in the shoes of the character and makes you feel immersed in the world itself, just simply because of how hard you're trying to survive in it. You're not going to be able to go 3 steps in Rain World without either running into an angry bug man trying to kill you, a fucking mimic pole, or some different type of lizard or giant fucking bird trying to turn you into their lunch. And you have to use all of the tools at your disposal to learn how to deal with these situations. And it promotes very fast thinking, and it teaches you how to deal with very anxiety-inducing situations in a constructive and calm way as to not get your shit rocked by the environment. If you're looking for a solid platforming experience or a solid Metroidvania, look no further than Rain World. It's one of the best fucking indie games ever made, and it's such a crime that it goes unnoticed compared to other indie games. It's such a fucking satisfying game to play. Everything in the world feels so organic and moves so organically, and it's just great. It's just great. Unlike Kenshi, I can't really recommend modding this one. Like I said, ever since Downpour came out, the game's been very unstable to mod. Only mod the game if you want your game to break and be unplayable every 2 fucking weeks. Yeah, that's basically it. It's not really a game that you can mod very well, despite there being hundreds of mods on the workshop for it. All of those are very unstable and do not really work with the new code structure that they introduced in Downpour. But if you're looking to play one of the best Metroidvanias, where you're a slimy little guy in slimy little tunnels in a slimy little world doing slimy little things, then you're gonna fucking love Rain World. I'll probably make more videos in the future talking about just how much I love Rain World, talking about some of the different levels that are my favorite, and perhaps even autistically ramble about why I like the lore in Rain World. There's a lot in Rain World that, surprisingly, for a game about slimy critters, actually goes into spiritualistic spiritualist and nihilistic topics such as the meaning of life and death, and other good things like that, so I'm sure that's something that I could fucking autistically ramble about for a couple minutes every week, for sure. I just wanted to make this video as a quick little shout out to one of my favorite games and kind of outline why it's one of the best fucking games ever made. So if you guys like Rain World, or this looks like something you're interested in that you'd like to see me play more of, be sure to, tell me that, because I probably will be making some videos about Rain World in the future. Anyways, this has been your favorite little autistic puppy dog in a suit rambling about another one of his favorite games. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Goodbye, gamers.